Hello, we're here live at Cottage Grove Place.
And I'm Vickie Weuve, and I'm a life care consultant here at Cottage Grove for over 6 years. And Tiki Johnson, to my right, has been with us for over a year. Also here today behind the scenes is Brian Kramer, who is our marketing director.
So today, I just wanted to let you know, we are a senior living community. We're a continuing care retirement community that has all levels of care. And we've been here for over 25 years. So we've been in the Cedar Rapids community for 25 years. We want this Facebook Live to be interactive. And today's topic is, I'm not ready yet to move into a senior living community. So we'd like you to send us your comments and your questions, and we will try to answer them basically while we're on live, and if we can't answer them on live, we will get to them later. So I'm not ready yet to move into a senior community. We're basically going to be discussing 5 different reasons, which are the main reasons that we hear, right, Vickie?
Right.
Yeah, the main reasons that we hear. So we have received some advanced questions by email, so we'll be sharing those throughout our presentation today. But the first question we received is, I'm healthy. Why shouldn't I wait until my health changes?
That is a most frequent question of all that we get. And, you know, people think, oh, I'm healthy, I'm independent. They also have a misconception of Cottage Grove that we are like a nursing home. Well, true, we have those services. Some people think they need to wait till they have a change in their health or some kind of crisis before they would consider making a move to a retirement community. That's farthest from the truth. If you wait for a health crisis, you're going to encounter things like, well, what's available in my community? Where do I go? If you're not able to make the decision, who's going to do that for you? Is it going to be a family member? I mean, that no one likes to make decisions when you're in a crisis mode. And you know, it's when there's a crisis, you're already in an emotional situation. And so trying to make an unplanned decision during something like that is extremely difficult and just adds to your stress. And forcing others to make those decisions for you, because all your life you've been making your own decisions. And of course you would like to continue to do that. Another thing to think about is not, you know, we have lots of senior living communities in the Cedar Rapids area and community, but we don't have a lot of nursing homes if that's the kind of care you would need. So you might be at the mercy of what's available at that time. And the other thing to keep in mind is you would pay the market rate, whatever it is at that particular community. You know, that can range from $6,500 up a month for your care. So those are things that sometimes we don't think about, and it's not going to happen to me, but it does happen.
Some other things that you would be thinking about when you're saying, I'm healthy, I'm going to wait until my health changes. Well, moving is going to be much more difficult when you're physically unable to do so. When you're physically limited, maybe you would have to rely on others to help you downsize or move. You won't be able to enjoy the community's full options that are available to you if you wait until your health changes. And that's one of the best things that our community members say about living in a community is being able to participate in all the different activities and options that are available to them. And then finally, if you wait, to come into a community, you may be forced to go into assisted living because your new health condition basically says that you need to now. So I'll add a couple of other things too. You actually can remain healthier for longer. And there was a study by the Associated Retirement of Community Operators, and it's called ARCO. They did a study of over 3,500 seniors throughout 81 different communities, and they found that 3/4 of them in the time period since making a move to a senior living community, they found that they were just as healthy or even more healthy than when they had been staying at home. And then another fact to consider, this same study found that at a retirement community, residents were 2 to 5 times more likely to participate in an array of social activities, including time spent with family. So you won't suffer from isolation or loneliness when you move to a community instead of the way it is when you're at home. So we'll go to the second reason, and that's the most common, and this is the most common what we hear: I don't want to leave my home.
How many times do we hear that?
We hear that a lot. You know what? We understand. It's not easy to leave a familiar environment, all those memories that you have, of maybe your daughter or your son grew up and you have little tick marks on the closet door. But while these memories should definitely be cherished, they aren't necessarily the best reason to stay in your home. Sometimes delaying a move now means being transferred directly into assisted living or nursing care. At a time when an unfamiliar environment can be very challenging for you, physically, emotionally, as well as psychologically.
So to follow on what Tiki's been talking about, things that might happen in your home, you start physically not able to take care of it. There's, when you own a home, regardless if it's a condo or a house, there's always something to be done, so you always have some maintenance. You also, especially if you're a single or a widowed person, you don't have that opportunity to build relationships and friendships with people. I know when my mom was going to make a move, there was some family concern that, she's not going to make any new friends at this age. Nothing was further from the truth. She did make some new friends. Not that it wasn't an adjustment for her, but it happened. The other thing is waiting, too long, which is what our residents, if you visit with them, they're going to say, don't wait too long. And the reason they say that is because they came here because they want to still enjoy their independence without the responsibility of home ownership and all that entails. They also, some of them lived alone. They wanted to be in an environment where they had people to interact with socially, do things with. Another common thing is many people don't want to cook anymore. So having the availability of your meals here, and there's a good variety, that's another reason people would come. I am going to share a little story about my mother, who lived on her farm for well over 50 years. And I think it's been maybe 4 or 5 years since she left the farm. But after Dad died, she was out there for 12 years by herself. That's a long time. And we started to notice some changes. She wasn't really eating right, buying a lot of frozen processed foods, not taking meds like she should. And really, when you called her on the phone, because there's no social interaction, there was nothing to talk about. So I took a fall at home to make a little bit of a change for her, and the doctors suggested that she consider moving, and it kind of went from there. So All I can say is it's been a huge blessing, less worry for the 5 kids that she has, and we feel confident and comfortable that we know she's in a place where she's taken care of and doesn't have the worries at the farm anymore. The other thing that we hear a lot about is, I don't want to deal with the hassles of moving. I can relate to that because living in a home for over 50 years, I'm speaking of my mother again, there's a lot of stuff in that farmhouse. So when it came time to do that, what we did is we just, did it room by room. And because I work in a community that does these kinds of things, it kind of made it a little bit easier for us. But moving and downsizing and decluttering, it doesn't matter what age you are, it's not fun. And it's a lot of work. I don't think we realize how much we accumulate through the years. I'll take care of that later. And you don't want to give that hassle to your kids to do that for you. People like their personal things, and you want to make those decisions yourself. And you want to be the one that decides, what you want to keep. In our family situation, my mom had already designated certain things to each one of us, and it went really well. So it was a good experience for all of us.
So some advantages to moving now, especially when you say, I don't want to deal with those hassles of moving. Well, we're going to help you. Cottage Grove Place does offer a generous moving allowance with all of our apartments, and we will do the physical move for you. So basically, we partner with a wonderful company called Caring Transitions, and it's run by 2 sisters who actually built this business when their mom when they realized that they needed to move their mom into a senior living community and there was no resources. But they will come in, they will look at all of your furniture, they'll ask you what you'd like to take, and they will help you design your floor plans and everything else. And then they actually do the physical move, and they bring it here and they unpack it. Matter of fact, a couple that moved in just about 3 months ago told me, that's it? That's all I have to do?
Yeah.
So they didn't have to lift a finger. So we offer an easier transition even now, because right now we're providing an allowance for downsizing as well as the allowance for the moving allowance. So please give us a call and have a virtual appointment so we can talk to you more about those special offers. So reason number 4, Vickie, is I don't want to lose my independence. So because all CCRCs, continuing care retirement communities, have all levels of care, there's a little bit of a misconception, it's a common misconception,
Yes, it is.
that we're a long-term care facility, and that can be the furthest from the truth.
We're so much more than that. We have independent living, assisted living memory care. We have rehab services, and then our skilled nursing care, as in long-term care. So everything here is on one campus, which is wonderful. And one of my favorite things about our campus is, on days like today when it's really hot outside, or those sub-zero winter days, we have an underground, I call it the tunnel, some people call it the concourse, but it connects our 2 buildings, which is really nice. The independent people that live here, they are very active. I would say, majority of them don't sit behind their apartment door all day long. They're involved they play cards. There's, our social activities are a little limited right now because of COVID, but they're active. They can come and go as they please. We have a few snowbirds that go away for a few months. We have book clubs. We have a knitting group. There's exercise available. I mean, there's such a wide variety of activities here that, in fact, one of our residents, you may have seen our video of her on our Facebook page. Her name is Helen, and Helen has frequently said to us that, you know, there's so much to do, I don't have time to do all of it. So you can pick and choose what you want to do, but staying active is extremely important. We also recognize that, you know, there could be a sudden change in your health. You can be the healthiest person on the face of the earth and something happens. You know, do you have a plan for such a sudden change like that? So, you know, we like to tell people when we visit with them that it's important that you do some planning. If nothing else, start that plan and know what's going to be happening down the road for you. And the other thing is, do you want your kids making those decisions for you? Most people do not. You know, as adults, we like to make our own decisions. However, we also like to run things by our adult children. But it's always better if you can make the decision yourself. So like Tiki said earlier, you know, right now we're doing virtual appointments, which would be similar to this Facebook Live that we're doing. But we're willing to do that until we can open our doors to let people come back in. And then a final reason that we're going to discuss today is I'm not yet comfortable with the decision financially. And we have a tool that can help you with that. And Tiki's going to talk a little bit more about that.
So on our website, we offer a financial calculator. So all you would need to do is go to www.cottagegroveplace.com and look for the financial calculator. Fill in the answers to a couple of questions. It's anonymous, you can use it, and it can tell you, give you a good picture of what type of residence here within our community would be a good fit for you. That's just one of the things we provide for you. The other thing is we can also do an in-depth financial calculator for you, financial analysis, after we've asked you some questions regarding your financial picture. And that will give you a graph that will literally tell you how your money is going to maintain itself and grow during the time that you're here with us, and you know, to protect your assets.
Absolutely, it will protect your assets, and it's a good tool. And you know, lots of people like to see things in black and white. I'm one of those. When we're talking numbers, I want to see it on paper, and that's what this would do for you.
So we also recommend, you know, that you talk to your financial planner, get them involved, get us involved with your financial planner, so we can explain how life care and our community works. Have them look over the prospective contract. Have them talk to us about the potential tax benefits.
Yeah, we've more and more we're finding financial planners are calling us and you know, asking questions so that they can understand what life care is and how that works with your financial portfolio.
So we covered 5 different reasons today, and there are more, of course, and we'd be happy to address those. But we want to thank you very much for joining us for today's topic. I'm not ready yet to move to a senior living community. We hope we've answered your questions. Brian, do we have any questions? It doesn't look like we have any questions, but please feel free to ask those questions to us, you know, by Facebook. We will get back to you with the answer. We also ask that you give us the contact for a virtual tour. We would be happy to showcase any of our apartments that you would like to see. And then go to the website, complete that financial tool. I think you'll be very surprised. A lot of people say, well, I can't afford it, but I think you'll be very surprised because we are a wonderful value.
Thanks, Tiki. Our next Facebook Live is next Tuesday, June 9th at 3 p.m. And our topic next week will be, what is life care? There's, it's not a well-known concept, but we have been here for 25 years and we would love to explain that to you. Our video today, and hopefully we can, I've been sideways all day, so it's not bothering me, but we will try and correct that so that if you want to watch it again or share with your friends, we will have that as well as on YouTube. And then lastly, we have an upcoming webinar on downsizing the end of June. You won't want to miss that. It's really will be quite interesting, and it's not the daunting task that we think it might be. So again, thanks for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of your warm summer day.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.